Hey guys, this is Bumblebee85 coming at you again with another video review. More Transformers. Now I've been opening up a lot of the Titans Return Transformers, but have been not doing many reviews on them. But this guy's a nice little Legends class from Titans Return, Seaspray. So I figured he should be simple enough, much like his G1 counterpart, that I could quickly get a review out to you guys about him. So this typical Legends style packaging, clear bubble here. I love the artwork. As I've said before, Transformers down the side, on the back, a little bit of a write-up there, you can read that. No Decepticon can get past the naval defenses of Seaspray and his pizza boxes. That's what they kind of look like, but I like what this weapon feature part does, and I'll show that in the robot mode. Transforms in 8 steps, Legend Class, Titans Return, info, box. Let's get them open. Quick little side note here, guys. I just noticed, and I believe Transformers and Beer talked about this. It shows fantasy scene written on the box here, as if we would get a real hovercraft in Transformers toys here. Hey guys, we have Seaspray out of the packaging here. And I can honestly say I like him. He may be my favorite Legends class figure out of the Titans Return line so far. Now, he does come with his typical trading card, which is the same packaging art that we get on his box. Mine was really bent, which sucks. In 2 different spots it was bent. So I got some wrinkles in there. And I really like the cards, so it's just that's disappointing for me. There's his tech specs. Now, Headmaster cannot attach to him, so he doesn't get the extra bonus lines past level 10 to make him any stronger. So those are his stats. Now, he does come with this little weapon, which looks, a lot of people are just saying it looks like a pizza box. It does have an Autobot logo on it, and it's got, this would be the front of the weapon. It's got 4 little squares on there, which would fire out square-like missiles, obviously. And it's got some nice panel work and design on there, but he can hold it in his hand. So you just take this little notch, and it actually pegs in behind his wrist on the little notch there. So you just peg that in. Why they've done that? I think they've done it to incorporate it into the bonus feature that he has, where you can take this weapon and stick it onto his belly, and it gives him a little bit of a potbelly look. And that's how I like my Seaspray, as I'll quickly show him off here a little closer to the camera and go over some articulation. His head is on a ball joint, and it is painted yellow. It's a different kind of yellow than the plastic molded part here. And it's really hard to move. You can get your thumb in there and you can rotate it a little bit. On the side of mine it was a little gappy, so I tightened it up. That is why it is so hard to move. And there is a screw in the back there that you can tighten or loosen. So if you want the head to be able to move a little bit more, you can loosen that screw, and that'll help you move his head a little bit. So that's his head articulation. He's got a ball jointed shoulder. You can go out that far, you can go all the way around. Ball jointed elbows. It's got a nice 90-degree bend in there, and it can rotate all the way around. No waist swivel. He does have a little bit of back and forth for the transformation there. He can kick fully forward. His belly would get in the way a little bit, so you can if you take the belly off, you can get a further kicking motion. But I like it on. He's got a thigh swivel, or the hips are on a ball joint, but they only go out that far. The thigh swivel, the knee bend. He's got a bit of a toe articulation, but this back heel piece kind of gets in the way. But if you want him to kick more, you can just move that out of the way a little bit. You'll get some movement in the toe and in the foot. But he does have some painted on pieces like the tampograph type design there, which resemble his G1 counterpart, which I'll show off next to him in a little bit. He's got his propellers. That's the back of them, nice and clean looking, not too hollow. But I liked flipping this piece up a little bit, sticking this on, and then putting that there. I like how that looks for him. He's got black windows, some white painted on the side there. This is his G1 counterpart. So as I said before, you can see the stickers on the G1 figure resemble very closely to the actual painted on parts that we have on this new Legends class figure. Even the head sculpts are similar with the black painted visor. It'd be nice if these were black, but I'm sure Takara will give us those in black, because you can't really make this look any closer. Even with the black painted toes are there, or the front of the hovercraft, make even the G1 looks black, even though there's absolutely nothing in there. There's no glass or anything, but they look black, but they are completely empty. Even the knees on the G1 have this little dot circle. Even on here they have that little circle. Even the grill on the face, the mouth plate, there's even a few nicks for the grill, if you can actually see that or not, are actually there. Now the only difference, these are a little pointy here, these aren't. Here's the back. I guess these bumps here could be taken for these wheels here that we have, because he did have a wheel on the front so that he could roll along the ground. But his arms are the tubular looking hovercraft parts there. Very, very cool. I like him very much. And what you may have noticed with this Legends class figure is when you remove this piece, there's the Autobot logo on, you remove it, he does have another Autobot logo there. So you don't have to keep this on. It's a piece whether you even use it or not. It's completely up to you. But it has some nice storage right there. So instead of him having to hold this weapon or not have it at all. So I like that extra feature that they have given us, that option, I guess, to display our figure. So let's go over transformation. Fairly simplistic, kind of like the G1, not quite, a little different obviously. First off, I'm just going to remove this piece here because we have to get at this little flap here, which just basically goes up to cover his face. Then we can flip the arms back. We lift up this whole section right here. This whole section just flips right up and clicks into place. Just like so, just clicks in. And these arms have a little peg on the inside which peg into this area back here, and you just clip those on both sides like that. Then this waist just flips back like that in there. Kick the legs forward again, and then you flip out these heel backs here. Then you just angle this up. At the knee you want to flip it forward and then peg it back. Flip this knee hinge, basically, if we can see it here. You want to flip this knee, this yellow piece up, and then push these back. And then they do peg together, and they also have two notches underneath that will peg in. If you just give it a little squeeze, those should peg in nicely. But one thing I don't like is that I can't get the front to stay. There seems to be a small little gap in the front there. I don't, if it could stay together a little bit tighter, I'd be happier. But I can't get it to stay any tighter than that. That is the vehicle mode. You can take this piece as before and store it on top there. So it just sits there, so you don't even have to remove it for transformation unless you have this faceplate underneath. You do, in order to lift that faceplate up, you have to get this, flip it up, and like that. So for transformation, I just like to flip it down and leave it like that. So this is his hovercraft mode. Very much like it. Now here's a comparison shot to his G1 self. Overall, very similar. Different in size, obviously. But I like it. I like them a lot. Now, one cool feature that isn't on the instructions is you can lift this part up here, this yellow bit just unclips, and you can actually take a headmaster. I have a blur here. You can take a headmaster and you can set him inside. His feet actually butt up against this white piece in here, just sits inside there, and see this square hole in the top? It actually just clears enough. If you get the Titan Master sitting in there properly, that if the Titan Master has a larger head, it can actually fit through the top of that hole, just so that he can sit inside comfortably. So much like Braun, he can have a Titan Master ride around inside. It does not show that on the packaging or instructions at all. But with him being a Titan Master, I like the incorporation that he can actually have someone driving around, just like most of the actual figures so far in this series. So, like I said, he's very simple to transform, and you cannot keep the Titan Master in there for the transformation back, because as you do so, because this little part here, this white part, actually feeds inside and completely takes away the space. As you can see, this white piece just fills in that hole, and you can't keep the Titan Master in there at all. Very simple transformation, like I said, just like the G1 figure. I did notice that this piece comes completely off. This blue piece just comes off. I don't know why or what it's for. It's got like a peg hole in there. Be cool if there was maybe a display stand or something, or is this going to be retooled for somebody else? I am not sure. So that's cool, and that's how I'm going to keep it. Transform the gut. I'm not going to give him the weapon. Here he is next to Cosmos, who was also recently released or re-released. So you can find him in the Titans Return line. This is the previous Cosmos from earlier in the Generations line. I believe he was out. And that's the Legends class, and here's just a deluxe class blur for comparison. So he's even taller than Cosmos, but Cosmos has the shoulder pads, which they are very similar in size. They are both Legends class figures. But that's the review of Titans Return Legend class Seaspray. This is Bumblebee85 saying enjoy the play. As you can see, just cut these little plastic pieces here. Sometimes it can still be hard to get at. Whoa, that actually hit me in the face.